So this is where we are right now. Me and Isaac tore Rusty apart a week ago Sunday. He's been sitting here like this ever since, and that was the night that Isaac started coughing, and it's all been downhill from there. But we're on the mend, and we're bored, and we're tired of sitting around, and Isaac goes back to school tomorrow, so we thought we would go ahead and see what we could do. Here's our new pen. The reason we tore it all apart, so we had a bad oil leak where this pen was loose, and it goes through this plate, or this piece here, that bolts into the axle housing underneath there, and that's what the lower lift arms or control arms or whatever go through. Well, it was loose and spinning and wallered, and that was causing an oil leak, and it was also leaking around that plate. So in order to fix it, we had to take it all apart, and probably could have just tightened it up and resealed it, but when you got it all tore apart for the first time in 108 years, you might as well just put a new one in. So we got new nuts, and it wasn't even finger tight. Pulled the pin out, and Isaac just spun the nut off by finger, and it's supposed to be, I don't know, 150 pound-foot of torque on it, and it was barely finger tight. The other side's not leaking. We've discussed whether or not we wanted to tear into it. Decided, not broke, don't fix it. So,
which my fingers might just be that.
Oh, that's the inside the rear end and everything. Got all, some of our studs stayed in, some of them came out. We're going to try to separate them. I think we'll just call them a bolt. Some of them are nuts, some of them are bolts, and we're just going to run them all back in. Kind of learn that you cause yourself more problems trying to fix something that is okay the way it is. So that's where we're at. Things we've done since last update is Isaac put a new ignition switch in. The other one is all fidgety. You just, with the tractor running, you just wiggled the key and it would cut out and sputter. So we got a new ignition switch put in, and then on the fuel shut off, couldn't get it to, so went and got a whole new petcock assembly and everything shut off, so the basement doesn't smell like gas anymore. Instead of trying to repack it and all, just got a new one. It's got the screen inside of the sediment bowl. Rerouted the fuel line just up and over for now. Still got a little bit of rubber. Eventually go all metal and bend the new line for that, but that way I don't have to take the fuel line loose to get the top of the oil filter canister off. So that's where we're at now. So we're going to go ahead, and we got parts ordered before we all got sick. Oh, we got a new front tire and tube also. We'll do sometime, but there's our gaskets and everything, and we're going to go ahead and get stuff cleaned up and start to see if we can't get this puzzle put back together. So we got the axle housing back on. We should have done this when we started. Had a real stiff left brake. Decided to tear into it and see what was going on. Brakes have been replaced. They look good. A little bit of oil seeping down into there inside the drum. Not too bad. I think we can live with it. But the brake pedal is real stiff and then hangs up. So got the adjusters all soaking. If we got to pull the cylinder out, we can. Try to check all that, but would have saved a lot of weight by doing that instead of manhandling the whole thing to get it back on there. Got everything buttoned up. Got a little bit, we just put a little bit of silicone to help hold the paper gasket in. Basically glue more than anything. And got that on. Everything tightened down. Got our floorboard put back on, clutch linkage all hooked up and everything. We don't have our oil in it yet. Can't forget that. Put our bar back on, our lower link. There's a castle nut. Got everything all tightened up and get it all dry, and then we'll figure out, put oil in it and see if it leaks or not. Gonna have to get some new bolts for the fenders. They're kind of boogered up and rusted. Got our arms chains put back on. Went ahead and took the drawbar off to get ready to put a blade on it for snow. Don't think we're going to need the drawbar and the receiver right now, so Isaac said let's just take it off. So that's what we've done this afternoon. I'm going to call it quits for the day. I got some homework. I'm tired. So we're going to let this soak, come back to it, I don't know, tomorrow or Friday or this weekend or something. No rush, just going to let it set for now, and we'll come back to it, but that's where we are. So slow progress, but stuff that needed to get done, and we're just getting done. And do have a new tire and tube for that one. Just got tired of polishing on it and putting air in it, and it holds, but I think once we start using it, it's going to come apart pretty fast. So went ahead and got a tire and tube, and we'll work on that down the line sometime. That's not a have to do, but we can do it when we get time. So that's where we are. So we'll bring an update later.